Hey, what's up? What's up? What's up? I feel like I got all my huge post-its on the wall. It's fine. It looks like that every week, so it's not that big a deal. Good morning. Welcome to Mornings in the Word. I'm your girl, Pastor Courage Molina of Bold Faith Community Church. And if you want to build the habit of getting in the Word every day, you're in the right place. So go ahead, while I take a sip of water, hit that subscribe button and the notification button. If you like these videos, then go ahead and like the video. Today is day 86. We're going to be reading Joshua chapter 16 through 18 in the NLT New Living Translation. Back to this land allotment. Oh, gosh. The allotment for the descendants of I'm going to try again. I promise y'all I can read. The allotment for the descendants of Joseph extended from the Jordan River near Jericho, east of the springs of Jericho, through the wilderness and into the hill country of Bethel. From Bethel, that is Luz, it ran over to Atareth in the territory of the Archites. Then it descended westward to the territory of the Japhalites as far as lower Bethoron, then to Gezer and over to the Mediterranean Sea. This was the homeland allocated to the families of Joseph's sons, Manasseh and Ephraim. The following territory was given to the clans of the tribe of Ephraim. The boundary of their homeland began at Atarath Adar in the east. From there it ran to upper Betharon, then on to the Mediterranean Sea. From Mikmetheth on the north, the boundary curved eastward past Tanath Shiloh to the east of Jano. From Jano it turned southward to Ataroth, and Nara touched Jericho and ended at the Jordan River. From Tapua, the boundary extended westward, following the Kana ravine to the Mediterranean Sea. This is the homeland allocated to the clans of the tribe of Ephraim. In addition, some towns with their surrounding villages in the territory allocated to the half-tribe of Manasseh were set aside for the tribe of Ephraim. They did not drive the Canaanites out of Geser, however, so the people of Geser lived as slaves among the people of Ephraim to this day. Chapter 17. The next allotment of land was given to the half-tribe of Manasseh, the descendants of Joseph's older son. Machir, the firstborn son of Manasseh, was the father of Gilead. Because his descendants were experienced soldiers, the regions of Gilead and Bashan on the east side of the Jordan had already been given to them. So the allotment on the west side of the Jordan was for the remaining families within the clans of the tribe of Manasseh. Abiezer, Helek, Esrael, Shechem, Hefer, and Shemitah. These clans represent the male descendants of Manasseh, son of Joseph. However, Zelophehad, there we go, a descendant of Hefer, son of Gilead, son of Machir, son of Manasseh, had no sons. He had only daughters, whose names were Mala, Noah, Hagla, Milcah, and Tirzah. These women came to Eleazar the priest, Joshua son of Nun, and the Israelite leaders and said, "The Lord commanded Moses to give us a grant of land along with the men of our tribe." So Joshua gave them a grant of land, along with their uncles, as the Lord had commanded. As a result, Manasseh's total allocation came to 10 parcels of land, in addition to the land of Gilead and Bashan across the Jordan River, because the female descendants of Manasseh received a grant of land along with the male descendants. The land of Gilead was given to the rest of the male descendants of Manasseh. Love that the women were given land because their father had no sons. It wasn't like, oh, where you just don't get any. It was like, this is to stay in the family. Y'all are family. Y'all get the land. I love that. Verse 7, the boundary of the tribe of Manasseh extended from the border of Asher to Mikmetheth near Shechem. Then the boundary went south from Mikmetheth to the settlement near the spring of Tabor. The land surrounding Tabor belonged to Manasseh, but the town of Tabor itself on the border of Manasseh's territory belonged to the tribe of Ephraim. From the spring of Tabor, the boundary of Manasseh followed the Kana ravine to the Mediterranean Sea. Several towns south of the ravine were inside Manasseh's territory, but they actually belonged to the tribe of Ephraim. In general, however, the land south of the ravine belonged to Ephraim, and the land north of the ravine belonged to Manasseh. Manasseh's boundary ran along the northern side of the ravine and ended at the boundary, no, and ended at the Mediterranean Sea. North of Manasseh was the territory of Asher, and to the east was the territory of Issachar. The following towns within the territory of Issachar and Asher, however, were given to Manasseh: Bethshan, Eblam, Dor, that is Naphthoth, Naph, Naph, Naphoth, Dor, Endor, Tanakh, and Megiddo, each with their surrounding settlements. Oh, but the descendants of Manasseh were unable to occupy these towns because the Canaanites were determined to stay in that region. Later, however, when the Israelites became strong enough, they forced the Canaanites to work as slaves, but they did not drive them out of the land. The descendants of Joseph came to Joshua and asked, "Why have you given us only one portion of land as our homeland when the Lord has blessed us with so many people?" Joshua replied, "If there are so many of you, and if the hill country of Ephraim is not large enough for you, clear out land for yourselves in the forest where the Perizzites and Rephites live." The descendants of Joseph responded, "It is true that the hill country is not large enough for us, but all the Canaanites in the lowlands have iron chariots, both those in Bethshan and its surrounding settlements, and those in the valley of Jezreel. They are too strong for us." Then Joshua said to the tribes of Ephraim and Manasseh, the descendants of Joseph, "Since you are so large and strong, you will be given more than one portion. The forests of hill country will be yours as well. Clear as much of the land as you wish, and take possession of its farthest corners, and you will drive out the Canaanites from the valleys too, even though they are strong and have iron chariots." They were given the land, but they needed to clear it out. They were given the land, it was for them, but they needed to clear it out. I wonder what it is that God has given you, but you got to put some work into to make it. You got to put some work into to use it. You got to put some work into in order to get the fruit from it. Does that make sense? It's like getting a coconut. Okay, you were hungry, I gave you something, but you're gonna have to put some work in order to get out what you need. You have it. You have what you need. Now you got to do some work. Chapter 18, our last chapter. Um, Now that the land was under Israelite control, the entire community of Israel gathered at Shiloh and set up the tabernacle. But there remained 7 tribes who had not yet been allotted their grants of land. Then Joshua asked them, "How long are you going to wait before taking possession of the remaining land the Lord, the God of your ancestors, has given to you? Select 3 men from each tribe, and I will send them out to explore the land and map it out. They will then return to me with a written report of their proposed divisions of their new homeland. Let them divide the land into 7 sections, excluding Judah's territory in the south and Joseph's territory in the north. And when you record the 7 divisions of the land, you bring them to me. I will cast sacred lots in the presence of the Lord our God to assign land to each tribe. The Levites, however, will not receive any allotment of land. Their role as priests of the Lord is their allotment. And the tribes of Gad, Reuben, and the half tribe of Manasseh won't receive any more land, for they have already received their grant of land, which Moses, the servant of the Lord, gave them on the east side of the Jordan River." As the men started on their way to map out the land, Joshua commanded them, "Go and explore the land and write a description of it. Then return to me, and I will assign the land to the tribes by casting sacred lots here in the presence of the Lord at Shiloh." The men did as they were told and mapped the entire territory into 7 sections, listing the towns in each section. They made a written record and then returned to Joshua in the camp at Shiloh. And there at Shiloh, Joshua cast sacred lots in the presence of the Lord to determine which tribe should have each section. This casting of lots, I wonder what that looks like. I wonder if it's like what is a lot? What is a casting of lot? Are they like not dominoes, but are they like dice? Is it like flipping a coin? I know he's doing it before God, but it doesn't seem to have like a real strategy. And this is how he's making decisions. I'm gonna cast lot like I'm just going to pull it out of the hat kind of blindly and trust that God is guiding the pull. I wonder what it would look like if when you couldn't make a decision You put the options in a bag. And I'm not saying for you to do this. I'm saying I'm just wondering what it would look like if you put your options in a bag and you said, Lord, let whatever I pull out here be the thing that you want me to do. Because I'm just not sure which way to go. I wonder if that's a thing that you can do if we're not allowed to do that. Because it seems like they did that before the Lord. Verse 11. The first allotment, I guess I need to look into casting lots. Like, is that biblically sound? Is that not okay to do? Is it like flipping a coin? I don't know. Verse 11. The first allotment of land went to the clans of the tribe of Benjamin. It lay between the territory assigned to the tribes of Judah and Joseph. The northern boundary of Benjamin's land began at the Jordan River, went north of the slope of Jericho, then west through the hill country and the wilderness of Beth Aven. From there, the boundary went south to Luz, that is Bethel, and proceeded down to Ataroth Adar on the hill that lies south of Lower Beth-horon. The boundary then made a turn and swung south along the western edge of the hill facing Beth-horon, ending at the village of Kirith Baal, that is Kirith Jearim, a town belonging to the tribe of Judah. This was the western boundary. The southern boundary began at the outskirts of Kirith Jearim. From that western point it ran to the spring at the waters of Nephtoah, and down to the base of the mountain beside the valley of Ben Hinnom. At the northern end of the valley of Rephaim, from there it went down the valley of Hinnom, crossing south of the slope where the Jebusites lived, and continued down to En-Rogel. From En-Rogel down to En-Rogel. From En-Rogel, the boundary proceeded in a northerly direction and came to En-Shemesh and on to Giloth, which is across from the slopes of Adumim. Then it went down to the stone of Boam. Boam was Reuben's son. From there it passed along the north side of the slope, overlooking the Jordan Valley. The border then went down into the valley, ran past the north slope of Beth Hoglah, and ended at the north bay of the Dead Sea, which is the southern end of the Jordan River. This was the southern boundary. The eastern boundary was the Jordan River. These were the boundaries of the homeland allocated to the clans of the tribe of Benjamin. These were the towns given to the clans of the tribe of Benjamin. Here we go. The Jericho, Beth Hoglah, Emek Keziz, Beth Araba, Zemaram, Bethel, Avim, Para, Ophrah, Kafar Ammoni, Ophni, and Geba, 12 towns with their surrounding villages, also Gibeon, Ramah, Beeroth, Mizpah, Kephirah, Moza, Rakim, Irpeel, Turala, Zela, Hayelef, the Jebusite town that is Jerusalem, Gebiah, and Kirith Jearim, 14 towns with their surrounding villages. This was the homeland allocated to the clans of the tribe of Benjamin. That is all for today, right through 18. Yeah, that's it. I pray that this has blessed you. If you enjoy these Bible readings, please like the video. Be sure to subscribe and come back Monday through Friday, 7 a.m. for Mornings in the Word. And then you can come and join us for church on Saturday, 8 a.m. EST, right here, Bold Faith Community Church. Thanks again for joining, for watching, and for supporting the ministry. Love y'all.